My ideal apocalypse is definitely, I have some notes here. It's the one that we're already going through. So let me give you kind of my rundown of the way I've experienced the world for the last 10 years or so.
I thought you said it was that AI video of those people melting.
That's the way
and also the burgers.
That's the way I've experienced reality since I've been born. And the burger commercial is the way I experience burger commercials all the time.
Well, I mean, I'm dead inside.
I'm dead inside. My ideal apocalypse, the one that we've been going through for the last 10 years, because what this apocalypse has going for it is it's absolutely absurd. For a long time, every day you woke up, you felt like you were living in a goddamn cartoon. Okay? So, starts off, right?
Okay.
America, who was the last Western country to outlaw slavery, ends up with its first black president. And people lose their fucking minds.
Oh, they were angry about that.
They lost their minds.
They were very angry about his melanin content.
South Park did an excellent thing on that with the election, where people were like living in caves. They thought the world had already ended. And then the kids come dig the adults out, I think is the way it ended. And they're like, it's still here. It's all okay. It's still here. But they still took our jobs.
Well, they took our dirt.
They always took our dirt. But, so everybody lost their shit. And it really showed you how racist America still is.
Oh, just, yeah.
100%.
It was very fun. Is fun the right word? It was very interesting to watch, like, somebody who was so status quo. And just because, like, oh, he's a little too tan.
A little too tan. He
like,
also
he's
may
just
not
gotten too much sun.
He may
I don't
not
like that.
He may not have been born here. You ever think about that?
You don't say. Do you mean that if we didn't have him specifically, like, go outside of the legal bounds of his office to get his long form birth certificate, which he had to, like, literally pull strings to get, that we wouldn't know that he was born in Hawaii? And that's all a lie?
Well, I knew where he was born. I knew it from the beginning. That's where we gestated the egg.
Oh, yeah, I assumed it was Earth.
Well, no, I mean, it was definitely Hawaii. That's where we gestated his...
Oh, well, I mean, the amount of heat that you need to sit there and gestate that kind of egg, it's got to be a volcano.
Better be in a warm climate.
Yeah, it's got to be in a volcano.
Now, the really interesting thing about Obama, in my opinion, is his hope. That he ran on hope, and Shepard Fairey did that awesome poster, Hope and Change Forum, which was a really... I love Shepard Fairey, awesome piece of art. And then everything that Obama promised to do, really great quote, the best way to sanitize a wound is sunlight. And by the way, it's not. Don't try that. But it was like saying, hey, we're going to have transparency back in the government. You know, we're going to close Guantanamo Bay. We're going to do this and this and this. And then he did zero of those things. Nobody lost their shit.
He did a lot of drone strikes.
Did a lot of drone strikes. He killed a lot of innocent people.
No, lots of drone strikes.
So it's really, everybody was like, what the fuck, losing their shit. And then he did a bunch of drone strikes.
Notice nobody complains about the drone strikes,
Didn't close Guantanamo Bay and did no change whatsoever, business as usual, and everybody calmed the fuck down. They were like, oh, thank God. Okay, cool.
No, they didn't calm down. That, to me, was the funny thing. Like, up until the minute he was out of the office, Donald Trump got elected on them not calming down.
Here's the next part of my apocalypse. We elected, right after our first black president, we elected our first orange president.
Yeah.
And people lost their fucking minds. I mean... Yes, he is obviously representing an underprivileged group. There's not a lot of them, but there are some.
It really makes you wonder, like, I think that's why he matriculated to Florida, as he realized his true oranges and went to the trees.
It's true.
Oh, sorry, I meant origins. Did I say that wrong?
That was very punny, his true origins. It was really good.
Thank you.
So, once again, People lose their fucking minds. Then we have a pandemic, the first one in 100 years, and it kills. And we have to wear masks. And I'm like, okay, now I have to wear a mask. I'm really, really scared, and now I have to wear a mask. Okay, I don't want to die. And then they're like, you have to take this drug that the orange guy put on Operation Lightspeed, and the guy who's now doing a Weekend at Bernie's thing that everybody thinks is actually, they're pretending he's actually alive. He was like,
I think his name's Bread. I don't know. Anyway,
Brett, isn't it Brandon? Is Brandon?
I thought it was Bread, but anyway, go on. Hey, white bread? Never mind.
White bread. I think it's Brandon. And there's like a little chant that they do.
Yeah. I hear that has something to do with him.
Yeah. So we go through all that. Then we have, the whole thing that happened after that I can't talk about because we're going to lose all the money we're not making on YouTube. Then they tell you to stay home and stop working. And everybody in America goes, fuck yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, my life's more important than this bullshit.
Let's do that. Let's stay home and stop working. And then they're like, nope, now you have to go back to work, but keep that fucking mask on. Everybody's like, I'm not doing that, buddy. I'm not doing that. Then we have what's called the Great Resignation. Nobody wants to go back to work. Businesses, what did everybody think was going to happen? We're going to close the economy for an entire fucking year, and then we're done. Now go back to work. And everybody's like, fuck you. We're not doing it. Then we go into a time warp, and all of a sudden, we're having the Cold War with Russia all over again. We're back in the early 1980s, like that. We go from wearing masks, riots in the streets, some guy gets choked out by a cop, that sucks. The whole world is lit on fire. Every Western city, every major Western city and every major Western country is having a riot where they're burning fucking buildings down. And then all of a sudden we're having a Cold War with Russia. And everybody just calms down. Oh, that we're used to. Then there are balloons in the sky. And we're shooting down balloons with $400,000 Tomahawk missiles. That's amazing. And then after that, who knows what next? I think we had something with volcanoes.
I thought you were supposed to know what next.
And bees.
Well, I mean, everybody hates bees.
Well, listen, it's a group effort, man. Then we have those fucking moths that are ruining my wine production.
Oh, the lantern fly?
I can't stand for that. That's the only thing about this whole thing that really scared me, is wine might get more expensive.
Someone is watching. There are strangers.